Let's talk about the job that converted me back from World of Warcraft. Samurai. I have always been a fan of samurais in the Final Fantasy series. From Final Fantasy Tactics to Final Fantasy XI, there's just something about a master swordsman wielding katana that gets me going. But still, I think most of you will agree. Samurai has been reigning as a S-tier job since its inception. But is that still true at level 100? Hey everyone, Eggchen here. In today's video, I'll be talking about how Samurai performs in Final Fantasy XIV. Just not damage-wise, but also how does the flow of the rotation feel, and is it still fun to play? And does it still deserve an S-tier ranking? One quick disclaimer before I get started. I am not a samurai god, but I can pull decent numbers from time to time, so I at least have a basic understanding of the job. With that out of the way, let's get started. So what's changed? First off, we got this dangly thing. No, but really, Samurai's big differences from Endwalker are the addition of Tendo Keishi Setsugaka, Zanshin, and the ability to use Keishi Setsugaka after each Tendo Setsugaka. Before that, in patch 7.0, they attached your Tendo to Midari, and it was ass. I don't know, I just didn't like it, and it felt restrictive. Back to present day 7.05, let me tell you, it was probably the best thing they've done for Samurai yet. I mean, it's just huge, flashy, big moves whenever you finish your combos. It makes Samurai feel like Samurai, unleashing huge attacks to make you feel like you are doing the big deeps. This also applies to your AoE combos, and for your one combo finisher, Higenbana, they removed the ability to make it a Keishibana. It was good they removed it because it was useless. The damage from it wasn't worth using, and it literally just sat there, never used by anyone. Except new players who just didn't know any better and figured, why in the hell would they add an ability that does crappy damage compared to every other option? For Samurai, they did remove a lot of the bloat that actually was bloat. They took out the AoE Shoha and just made regular Shoha do AoE as well. And they gave us abilities that are tied to a button we already use, and they're off the global cooldown. And that's one thing Samurai was missing, was more OG CDs. Up until Dawntrail, you only had Shinten and Senai to dump your Kenki gauge. Now with the addition of Zanshin, you can't just dump Kenki. You have to actually think a little bit here and there so you can get off your Senai and Zanshin in your burst rotation. So here's what Dawntrail really did for Samurais in a nutshell. It kept the core Samurai rotation, which was great because it wasn't broken in the first place. They also added an OG CD to weave into our burst phases. And they made Tendu Setsugaka do a double whammy every time. There were many other changes, but I am citing just these changes as I feel they're the ones that actually affect gameplay and rotation. And as far as I know, the need to use Hagakure in full uptime is no longer needed. These changes kept the good things good and merely enhanced what we already had. I think Samurai is probably one of the best feeling jobs in terms of flow of rotation at this time. And the most important thing, it's fun. Maybe I'm just a big dumb animal, but seeing the massive hits come from huge sword swings just does it for me. Here are a couple things I'm surprised they didn't fix. Kaiten. Just bring it back. I'm gonna keep sending my daily feedback till they give it back to me. Second, they should just combine Hisatsu Gurin and Senai. I mean, they did the exact same thing for Shoha, so why keep these two abilities separate? They share the same cooldown, just make it an AoE as well and be done with the extra button that doesn't really add any fun or enjoyment to gameplay. So, is Samurai still S tier? I say hell yes. Gameplay, rotation, and fun factor are all there. Samurai is not just as good as Shadowbringers or Endwalker, but it's actually better. This is perhaps the pinnacle of Samurai in Final Fantasy XIV, and I hope they continue down this path in the future. Their damage is showing a little lower than Viper's currently, and I don't know if that's merited. On one hand, playing Viper seems easy as hell to me, the rotation seems less strict, but it is a little faster and you gotta keep an eye on what's ready. So is this the expansion where Samurai is dethroned by another melee? Will there be a Black Mage, Samurai, Viper triple threat team now? By all means guys, feel free to leave your thoughts about Samurai and how it feels to you in this expansion down in the comments below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this little thought piece on Samurai. If you did enjoy this piece of content and would like to see more in the future, consider becoming a channel member. Or another free and easy way to help support the channel is just to click like or subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks again, and I'll see you all next time.